Greetings to everybody. How are you? Are you okay? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? If not, you should be meditating because that's the only way to make you happy, to make you satisfied. Be mindful. Keep practicing the Dhamma and you'll be happy and satisfied. Can you hear me okay? Please let me know if the audio is working okay. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll try to answer it for you. From Earth Tone Core, good morning Bhante. Naomi Jonas, good morning Ajahn. Tiem Hua Tan, good morning Bhante. Matthew Khan, good afternoon Ajahn. Earth Tone Core, yes, I can hear Bhante clearly. Gleb Ulrich, good morning, audio very good. Georges Sophistrum Safavi, Namaste. What are the best meditation for childhood trauma? What is the best meditation for childhood trauma? Just mindfulness meditation to calm your mind. When you stop your mind from thinking, then the trauma will disappear. So you can either use mindfulness of breathing, of the breath, or you can use a mantra, Bhutto Bhutto, when you meditate. Calm your mind, and then your mind will be calm, peaceful, and happy. From Tiem Hua Tan, we are okay, staying safe. From Georges Sohistrom Safavi, best. Tim Hua Tan, we can hear and see you well. Thank you. Nirosha, good morning Ajahn. Good morning. How are you, Nirosha? From Emily R. Shelton, good afternoon Ajahn. From Washington, D.C., how is Matt? From KF New, morning Bhante. I listen to music with headphones and I realize I can go into deep concentration while noticing the breath. However, I think this is a non-standard Buddhist way. Can please comment? Well, in the Buddha's day, there was no headphone, I guess. So when you meditate in the forest. So you don't use any headphone or music. So this is a new thing. If it makes you concentrated, it's okay, I guess. But I don't think you can enter into jhana this way, because the music will block your path into jhana. You might be concentrated, but you won't be calm. Your mind won't be empty. Your mind won't be peaceful, blissful, or have equanimity. So the goal of meditation is to have equanimity, to have peace, to have emptiness. From Rhino Horn, I agree Bhante, Samadhi is a relief from this terrible world. Thank you for your comment. Tiem Hua Tan, Bhante, can a person full of greed, hatred and delusion can open their heavenly eye in their practice. Yes, we all started and we all have greed, hatred, and delusion, but we can set them aside temporarily when we meditate. So just don't worry that you have greed, hatred, and delusion and will not be able to meditate. You can meditate and open up your Dhamma eye to see the truth. As long as you can develop mindfulness and have the time to sit and meditate, one day you will open up your heavenly eye and open up the Dhamma eye and see the truth of existence. See Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. See the Four Noble Truths. From Nirosha, I am offering dana to the temple today. About to leave to the temple. Congratulations. May your merit bring you peace and happiness. From Dylan Alvis, good morning Bante, Sadhu, Sadhu. Could you please explain difference between Bhava and Jati, independent origination? Well, Bhava is to become, Jati is birth, see. So, you want to become a human being again after your body dies. So you have to take birth. But once you have birth, you will have aging, sickness, and death. The word Bhava is translated as becoming, to become something, to become somebody. And we want to become human because we can use human body to satisfy our cravings. Once this body dies, then you will have Bhava, the desire to get a new body. Then you will go take rebirth, take Jati, which is rebirth, or birth. And then when you have birth, you have aging, sickness, and death. You have suffering waiting for you at every birth you take. From Georges Sohistram Safavi, thank you so much. You're welcome. From Jonathan Wiley, good afternoon, Ajahn, from San Francisco. Good afternoon to you, Jonathan. How are you? From Lily Siswanto, good morning, Ajahn. Wandami, greeting from Los Angeles. Greeting from Thailand. From Naomi Jonas. In the last few weeks, I have focused my practice on sati and samadhi, and only use wisdom contemplation to stop my defilements when they come up. Should I always try to spend some time every day for vipassana? Or is it better to focus on sati and samadhi until I am in situations when I can calm my mind and focus much more easily? Other than my 2 working days, I usually try to keep up my practice of 5 hours of formal practice per day, except for the days that I have to visit my relatives. But I am generally not as calm as when I was not working. You can develop mindfulness and samadhi for as much as you want, but you can also take a little time off to contemplate on the impermanent nature of life, of things around you. Whenever you see things, see people, contemplate on the impermanent nature of people and things. to remind you that life is not permanent and it can stop anytime. The Buddha recommends the contemplation of death as much as possible if you can do it without feeling sad or feeling morbid. If you feel sad or morbid from contemplating death, then you should not do it. But if you don't, it's good to contemplate on death, like thinking when you breathe out and when you don't breathe in, you die. When you breathe in and when you don't breathe out, you die. You can die any moment with every breath of your breath, every moment of your breath. So this is a good wisdom contemplation as well as a good method of developing mindfulness. You can do both at the same time in this manner. If you contemplate on death, you are actually developing mindfulness and also you developing vipassana. If you can do it, because sometimes people don't like death. When they think of death, they become sad or disheartened. Then if that's the case, then you should not do it. It depends. If your mind is strong enough to contemplate on the truth, you can do it. Contemplate on anicca, dukkha, anatta, on everything that you come to involve with. From earth tone core. Recently I realized mindfulness appear on my mind quite often. While I take bath, while I having breakfast or lunch, while I exercise, just mindfulness, nothing much. That's very good. Try to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly. Keep your mind in the present. So when you meditate, you will find it easy for you to sit and gain peace and happiness and equanimity. From Nirosha, I am fine, Ajahn. I will see you next time. And it's very good to see you this morning. Namaste, Ajahn. Okay, goodbye. Have a good trip to the temple. From Earth Tone Core. Recently I keep think of death, then start to let go, feel calm. That's good. That's the purpose of contemplating on death, to let go of everything. Because sooner or later we all have to die and we have to give up everything. It will help reduce your greed, hatred and delusion. From Suchart, dear Ajahn, thank you for posting the Bindapata practice on Facebook, as we do not get the full experience in London. Even having to walk along Bindapata barefooted to receive alms from the generous devotees, rain or shine, well or unwell. Ajahn still upholds such a remarkable, kind, compassionate, dignified, serene, and tranquil composure. It is truly exemplary and inspirational for us to strive to achieve such noble mindfulness. With greatest respect to Ajahn. You're welcome. Thank you, Suchart, for your donation to the school. It's really helpful. It's very kind of you. May this act of kindness bring you peace and happiness and advance in the Dhamma practice. From Lily Siswanto, Ajahn, I still have hard time with my thought. I form judgment and perception. I can't seem to stop it from appearing. I am only aware after it appears, which it's too late. How to stop it from appearing altogether? First, you just have to stop it as soon as you realizing that you are judging and perceiving by reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Right now, your mindfulness is not strong enough to stop your mind from judging and perceiving. So as soon as you know that you are judging and perceiving, start reciting the mantra until it stops from judging and perceiving. Keep doing this. Eventually, you will then be able to stop yourself from judging and perceiving. You have to remind yourself that judging and perceiving is not good for you. It's better to leave things alone. So use mindfulness, use the mantra Bhutto every time you start to judge or perceive. Then eventually you will then stop judging and perceiving. You will be merely knowing. From Tim Hua Tan, Satu, good morning from China, from Chinese character, which I can't read, I'm sorry. From Czech Ling Tan, greetings Ajahn. So good to see you Ajahn. A follow-up question from Dylan Elvis. So Bhava becoming is a form of craving. Bhava Tanha, since we want to become a human being again. Yes, this is Bhava Tanha. It depends on what you attach to. If you attach to jhana, you have Bhava Tanha or Vibhava Tanha, meaning Bhava Tanha for formless sphere or form sphere of existence. There are three cravings. If you have sensual craving, then your power will be to be reborn in the human realm. If you have power, if you have jhana, you would want to be reborn in the jhana world, in the Brahma world. Here's a question from Deborah Jonas from Toronto, submitted to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. When the noble ones do walking meditation, do they contemplate 3 or more hours before taking a drink of water, or do they take water when they need it and then continue walking? Thank you. I don't know, each individual person practices. So they might drink, they might not drink, it depends on each individual. Sometimes they are so absorbed in the practice, they forget about being thirsty. It's only after they finish with the practice that's when they feel thirsty and take a drink. So I cannot say for everyone. It depends on your practice. If you're so absorbed in your practice, you forget about being thirsty. But if you're not absorbed, then you might feel thirsty and you might feel want to take a drink. So you might stop your practice to take a drink. It depends on each individual. From Tiam Watan, thank you Pante for all your kindness in guiding everyone in the path of cultivating. Mahasatu to you Pante, thank you. You're welcome. From Gleb Ulrich, is Samma Ditti the same as personality view? For example, seeing our likes and dislikes as our personality. Thank you. Sammaditthi means right view, not personality view. It means seeing the truth according to the truth, such as seeing everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anatta means there is no self, no personality. If seeing a personality is still considered to be wrong view, Michya-titi, you should see that there is no personality, no person, no self. Then it will be Sammaditthi, the view of Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, the view of the Four Noble Truths. This is Sammaditthi. From Rainer Horn, Pante, even when I act in according with the Dhamma, my mind finds some fault to try to bother me. It seems Mara is trying to sabotage me. Should I just ignore my mind? That's right, you should ignore your Mara. It's common because we are still under the influence of Mara and influence of ignorance. So if we think bad or don't feel bad, just accept the truth that you are still not enlightened, so you are still subjected to bad thought. But you should not follow your bad thought. Don't act upon your bad thought, and just realize that you still have bad thought. If you want to stop it, you can use the mantra, reciting Bhutto Bhutto, then your bad thought will go away. From KF New, thank you, Pante. Another question. Does practicing meditation actually decreases number of sleep hours? I seem to notice my sleep hours decrease from 8 to 6 ever since I developed mindfulness and entering meditative states often. That's right. The more you meditate with result, the more you don't need the sleep. Because your mind rests in meditation, so you don't need as much sleep as normally. Eventually, you'll be able to make do with about 4 hours a night for sleep. The Buddha recommends monks to sleep only 4 hours a night, from about 10 to 2 o'clock in the morning, or 11 to 3. Then you get up and continue with your meditation practice. From Lily Siswanto, during Attasila, I scold my kid. Have I broken Sila? No, if you scold them out of love or metta, you scold them because you want them to behave properly. But if you scold them out of anger, then you are breaking the precept of speaking nicely. You should be speaking nicely to people. So if you're angry, you shouldn't be saying anything. Calm your mind first before you reprimand your kid. You can reprimand by saying nicely to your kid. When I realize I broke a sila or half of sila, should I continue keeping the sila for the rest of the day? You should, because what is broken is already broken. You shouldn't stop. If you stop, it's like breaking all the precepts. So just let the past be bygone and then continue on keeping your precept. Even though if you start to break something again, some other precept again, that doesn't mean you should stop keeping the precept. You should keeping the precept forever if possible, until the day you die. From Matthew Khan, how do we donate to the school? You have to ask Satyaku. I don't have the details of how to. It's doing a bank transfer. Transfer your money to the school. The school has an account in Thailand, You have to ask Suchart for the name of the account, and then you can then transfer the money to the school that way. Thank you for your inquiring. From Naomi Jonas, thank you so much for answering my question, Ajahn. I will contemplate that as much as I can. I think it will help me let go and give me motivation to continue my practice and not be lazy. That's right. That is a really good contemplation. The Buddha recommended to the Venerable Ananda. He tells Ananda, don't be complacent. And the way not to be complacent is to contemplate on death, on every of your breath. Whether you breathe in or you breathe out, just think that if you don't breathe, when you stop breathing, you die. From Christine Gutkowski, hello dear Tanajan, hope you are well and happy. I listen to you all the time, no question today. How are you, Christine? Thank you for sending in the message. Happy to hear from you again. Hope you are well and happy and practicing Dhamma. Here's a comment from KF to Earth Tone Core. Me too. Recently I only sleep for 5 to 6 hours. Then will wake up automatically. Doesn't feel tired. That's right. If you meditate, your mind is already resting. So you only need to rest for the body. And the body only needs 4 or 5 hours of sleep. From Suchart, dear Ajahn, from the mindfulness of breathing, when one manages to keep the 5 hindrances under control, then the 5 jhana factors will be developed, and this will lead to the different levels of jhana samadhi. In this samadhi state, feeling of pleasant or unpleasant have disappeared. Then thoughts have also ceased, and the mind becomes empty. Therefore, by practicing samatha meditation using anapanasati, we are also cultivating part of the 4 foundation of mindfulness: body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma. Always grateful for Ajah's clear explanation. Not yet, because you are not yet to contemplate body, feeling, and Dhamma. You have to see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you focus your mind on anapanasati, you only stop your mind from thinking. Stop your nama khandha, but you haven't yet teach your mind the truth of the body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma. So you're not yet in the cultivation of wisdom. Yes, you are cultivating the part of developing mindfulness, but not of wisdom. So if your question meaning, are you cultivating mindfulness in the foundation of mindfulness, then you are. But you're not cultivating the wisdom on the body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma yet. You have to wait until you come out of samadhi. Then you contemplate or investigate the nature of body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma to see that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. From J. Chudasama, Satu, Satu. From Rhino Horn, thank you, Pante. You're welcome. From Phoebe Sang, good morning, dear Venerable Ajahn. What are the best ways we can counteract the bad karma we have created in the past, including this life? Thank you. To cultivate your bad karma is to do good karma. Every time you want to do bad karma, you should stop and then do good karma instead. but you cannot go and erase your past karma. You have to eventually face the consequence of your bad karma that you have done in the past. But if you keep doing good karma, and should you have more good karma than bad karma, then your bad karma will have to wait to take effect, because your good karma will take effect first. From Grave of Which, thank you Ajahn for your answer. Have to go to work now. Okay. See you later. From Satyaku, Anumodana Ajahn. The Puru school is a remarkable school to help the less privileged children and at the same time plant the seeds of Buddhism in them. I am very humble and happy to be able to donate. His Holiness has such a great wisdom and vision to get the school, and may his legacy continues on. Thank you for your comment. If you can provide the information for Matthew on how to donate, that would be appreciated. From Angela Te, greetings Tanajan, thank you for all your guidance in our practice. Can you please explain more on avijja? Avijja is an ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Ignorance of the Four Noble Truths. That's what avijja is. By not seeing anicca, dukkha, anatta, by not seeing the Four Noble Truths, then the mind becomes deluded, and to see things as being nityam, sukhang, atta. To see that the sensual objects are permanent, producing happiness and belonging to you, to the mind. The mind can process these things. But in truth, everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Everything will eventually create dukkha out of the mind's own cravings. So you need to contemplate a lot of anicca, dukkha, anatta and see the Four Noble Truths. Then you will be able to get rid of avijja or ignorance. Yes, a reply to Matthew from Satyaku. Hi Matthew, I am happy to assist you and will wish you out to you. Anumodana. Thank you. From Eleanor Constant, why do we have a need to interact with one another? Should we let go of this? Why do we feel lonely sometimes? Our mind is driven by our ignorance to think that in order to be happy we need to have something or somebody. We need to see, to hear. We have cravings for sensual objects, or people and things. So when we are alone, we feel lonely because we desire for things and people. The way to get rid of your loneliness is not to satisfy your cravings, not to go after your cravings, but to resist your cravings by meditation, by calming your mind. Once your mind becomes calm, you'll find happiness and your loneliness will disappear. Then you will then see the truth that the only way to make you happy is to meditate, to be really happy and not to have any loneliness. Because if you seek the company of people, you will eventually become lonely again when you are not with them, when you are alone. So the best way to be happy and not to have loneliness is to meditate. From Dylan Elvis, Is the dependent origination applicable for Brahma and Deva as well? Or is it only for humans? It's applicable for all beings. Sooner or later they will take up the human birth again. Because even if you are Brahma or Deva, you still have sensual cravings. And when you cannot remain in the Deva realm or in the Brahma realm, then you will have to take up birth in the human realm again. Only when you have no cravings, only when you become an Arahant, then you will not take up human birth. Or you have to be an Anagami, not to take up the human birth again. Falling soon. Sadhu, sadhu. Earth Tone Core, thanks Bhante for Dhamma. I will keep practicing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. From Gek Yen So, good morning Ajahn. Thank you very much for providing teaching to us. You're welcome. Here's a reply to Matthew from Checkling Tan. Dear Satchaku, can you please also kindly message me with details about how to make a donation to the school as well? Thank you so much. From Phoebe Sang, thank you for your answer, Venerable Ajahn. Why does good karma come to fruition earlier than bad karma? Because they have more strength. The more strength you have, the bad and the good karma are like playing tugs of war. Whichever side have more strength, then that side will take fruition first. Like when you die, the good and bad karma will then come and take possession of your mind. If the good karma has more strength, then the good karma will take possession of your mind and take you to a good birth, good rebirth, take you to a heavenly realm. But if the bad karma has more strength than the good karma, then the bad karma will then take your mind and to be reborn in the undesirable realms of existence, like being born as a human, as an animal, or being born as a hungry ghost. From Hadika Ladwa, thank you Ajahn. I haven't been on the live Q&A recently, but I listened to the recording. Sadhu, sadhu, you're welcome. Pauline soon, can the power enlightenment from people read somebody's history and previous life? Some people can, some people cannot. This is a special ability which doesn't come with enlightenment. The Buddha has this special ability. He was able to recollect his past life. But some other might not be able to. But it's not important whether you can recollect past life or not. All you need is to be free from dukkha or suffering. That's the most important thing, which you will get from enlightenment. From Jonathan Wiley, hello Ajahn, I hope you are doing well. I am, thank you. Sometimes after I have been meditating for a while and have spent some period of time in a state of deep calm, as the mind withdraws, I experience restlessness. The mind seems to start to feel an urgency to go to do other things. That's because you don't continue on with your mindfulness development. See? As soon as you come out of meditation, you should start reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, to stop your mind from thinking and desiring. If you don't control your mind, then your mind will start to think, and then it will start to have desire to go do things, to go see or to go hear or go drink or eat something. So you should not come out of meditation without continuing on with your development of mindfulness. If you want to maintain calm after you come out of meditation, you should start reciting the Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Be aware of your body. Keep watching your body. Don't let your mind think, because as soon as you think, your craving will start to come up, and then your calm will disappear. What I want to do is contemplate the body. In this moment, should I move on to body contemplation and ignore the restlessness? Or should I go back to samatha and then try it again after the mind withdraws again? Yes, if you feel restlessness, I don't think your contemplation will be fruitful. You should contemplate with a calm mind in order to be able to see the truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta. If your mind becomes restless, I don't think you will be able to contemplate effectively. So maybe you should go back and calm your mind again first. Or calm it while you are outside by using mindfulness, by reciting Bhutto, 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 until you feel calm enough to then contemplate on the nature of the body. Here's a reply to Matthew from Suchart. Hi, check link, Anumodana. Sure, no problem. I will reach out to you. Here's another one from KF New. Suchart. Hi, I would like to perform donation as well. Thank you. So good to see you, Ajahn. Thank you. Hello, KF Anumodana. Sure, I will provide you with the information. Charmaine Mehta. Good morning, dear Venerable Ajahn. Namo Buddhaya Sukhi Hotu. Thank you, Ajahn, for your Dhamma teaching and guidance. Sadhu, sadhu. You're welcome. Charmaine. From Pauline Soon. Accidentally we speak wrongly sometimes, but not realize is it creating karma. If it's not intention, you're not creating karma. It has to be has intention to do so. But it's still a bad practice because it means you are not mindful. From Phoebe saying, so since good and bad karma is playing tug of war at death, how do we make sure we can cultivate enough good karma to be reborn in a good life? Just keep doing good karma and stop doing bad karma. Then eventually your good karma will have more strength than your bad karma. So like doing donation, keeping the precepts, and meditating, then you will be accumulating a lot of good karma. Because I thought the best is to practice meditation. But ideally, when we are meditating, we are not creating karma because we do not think is that right. See, when we meditate, we want to stop all karma, good and bad, in order to stop us from taking rebirth. But if you haven't yet reached that point, you still have to do good karma and stop doing bad karma. But if you can stop doing bad karma and you can meditate, then you don't have to do good karma. Like when you go become a nun living alone, then you won't need to do any good karma, and you won't be doing any bad karma. And all you will be doing is meditating to stop your karma. Then you will not take rebirth. But if you're not yet in that point, and you still risk doing bad karma, then you should keep doing good karma to counter your bad karma. This is my answer to your question when you ask me how to counter your bad karma. So you have to understand the context of my answer. from Thiem Hoa Tan. How do we donate? Just ask Satyaku. From Satyaku, dear Ajahn, so by practicing samatha meditation using anapanasati, one has developed samadhi, which will condition wisdom and insight to arise. No, it will not condition wisdom and insight to arise. It will provide the mind with equanimity, which the mind can then use to counter the defilement when one contemplates on anicca dukkha anatta. You have to contemplate on anicca dukkha anatta. It doesn't come up automatically when you have samadhi. You have equanimity automatically from samadhi, which you need to use in conjunction with the development of anicca dukkha anatta in order for you to let go of your attachment, to stop your craving and your desire. Then we continue with vipassana meditation to observe the five khandhas in order to discern the three characteristics. Thank you, Ajahn, for your guidance. Yes, you have to contemplate, you have to investigate, or you have to teach the mind the nature, the anicca dukkha anatta nature of the five khandhas. It doesn't come up automatically. You have to teach the mind this truth. If you don't, then you will still be ignorant of the truth of the anicca dukkha anatta. From Pauline soon, when we get, is the time come we getting sick by growing old, is it karma? This is the result of taking birth. It's the consequence of your karma. By taking birth, it's the consequence of your cravings. Your karma, driven by your cravings, will cause you to take birth. Once you take birth, then you will have to get old, get sick, and die. Okay. Here's a reply to Thiem Hoa from Satyaku. Hi Thiem, Anumodana, no problem, I will provide you with the information. From Nabiti, Namaskar, Ajahn. Here's another question from Assistant.Ajahn Suchart. From Alicia, Indonesia. Question number 1. We are always advised to think of Buddha qualities before death. What does it mean by that? It's a meditation technique. It's a technique to calm your mind. You can contemplate on many other things as well. It doesn't mean that you have to contemplate on the Buddha quality only when you die. You can contemplate on the anicca dukkha anatta nature of your body also, which will calm your mind and let go of your attachments. So there are many different ways of contemplating when you die. It depends on which method you find suitable for you. Some people use mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Some people chant the quality of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Some people just remain calm and let the body die, because due to their wisdom of seeing that death is natural and you cannot stop it from the body from dying. Question number 2 from Alicia. When I think of the Buddha's quality, most of the time, Ajahn face giving Dhamma talk pops up in my mind. Is this okay? It's okay. You just have to ignore it, that's all. Just keep recollecting the qualities of the Buddha. From Check Link 10, Dear Ajahn, this is a question from Sri. He tried to send the question twice, but seemed like you can't see his comment. We as human beings have physical. Is it true that we can then develop mindfulness and practice Dhamma, whereas spiritual beings who have no physical body will have a harder time developing? That's true, and also due to the nature of their existence, they are like in dream state. They are like in a dream. Like when we go to sleep, we dream. We don't have mindfulness. We cannot do anything when we dream. We just have to float along with the dream. So when you die, your spiritual body will enter into dreamland. So it's not easy for you to do any mindfulness. Well, I think we about run out of questions. If you are typing the question, please submit them when you finish. But if you haven't typed any question, I think I would have to ask you to not do it, because I think I should like to stop this session pretty soon. From Phoebe saying, thank you very much for answering my question. From Satyaku to Angela. Hi Angela, Anumodana. Sure, I will provide you with the information. From Pauline soon. How is the way we encourage somebody to come to practice Buddha teaching and meditation? You do it by setting an example. First you have to do it, and when they see the result of your action as being good, then they would like to follow you. But it's not easy to tell somebody to do something when they don't appreciate. So first you need to show them the example by your own practice. And when they see that it is good for you, then they want to do it also. From Jonathan Wiley, thank you Ajahn. Okay, it looks like that's about all the question that you have today. Thank you very much for participating in this Dhamma discussion session. I hope it's of some benefit to you. Okay, here's another question from KF New. Bante, is aiming for Sotapanna the best goal for normal people? Only for those who have renounced, then the ideal goal would be to aim at Arahant. Thank you. No more questions. Yes, to be a Sotapanna is a good goal for lay people. But once you get to Sotapanna, you will then want to become an Arahant anyway. So eventually you will have to give up your lay life and enter into monkhood. From Jack Ling Tan, dear Ajahn, thank you so much again for your teaching. I also would like to thank you for posting the teaching about Sunyata. It is absolutely remarkable, Ajahn. It's so deep and profound and so inspiring. You're welcome. Okay, everybody say thank you, sadhu, sadhu. So I think I will have to end this meeting. I hope you are all happy. I hope you are all practicing Dhamma regardless of the situation. Don't give up practicing the Dhamma because this is your lifeline. This is your salvation. This is the only way to become enlightened and to be free from suffering and dukkha. Thank you and goodbye.